Testing, 1, 2, 3. Today, the chair, you see? Perhaps this may be helpful for one of you, two. Today, oh God. Now, that was pretty awful on an epic level. So let's just have a look at the gear that I use to make my drawings. I am Marcus Stauber. I travel, I experience, and I create. This is my art. Let's face it, I used to paint big, I tells you. 6 feet wide, 8 feet wide, no problem. 5 foot tall, 7 foot tall, no problem. I love to paint with acrylics. Unlike oils, they dry fast and don't smell of turpentine. As a matter of fact, I used to paint with a paintbrush in my right hand and a hairdryer in my left, just to make the paint dry faster so I could add another layer, another glaze while I was in the groove. Big paintings are, and I didn't realize this at the time, or at least I didn't give it much thought, a huge wall space commitment. Most people don't have a lot of wall space. Therefore, a new course needs to be taken, a new direction. So, well, things are different now. The new motto is, if it doesn't fit in the back of a car, if you can't ship it by mail, don't make it. What do I use now then? First, I use a pencil and eraser to draw a rough outline. At this point I should mention that I almost always paint with a photo as a reference point next to me. A photo that I had taken on one of our trips, or just around town. For the paper, I use pretty heavyweight commercial acid-free hot press, about 140 pounds, watercolor paper. It's flat as far as watercolor paper goes. Although I don't mind some texture on my paper, the flat surface makes things easier while working with a pen. It also shows up better when I film the drawing process. And it is less of a headache when I scan the final piece. When I'm happy with the proportions, I go in with my archival ink black pens. I had started out doing scientific illustrations many years ago, so drawing with an ink pen is like slipping into a comfortable sweater. Finally, I apply some watercolor to the piece. In all honesty, I think most pieces can and maybe should stand on their own in just black and white. But giving them a bit of color might give it that extra oomph. When it comes to the watercolors I use, I purposefully limit myself to 12 high-quality colors. My teacher once said, if you have a choice between buying a color hue pre-made and mixing your own, always mix your own. It makes for more interesting and unique colors. And I agree with him. He also said, never use the color black straight out of a tube. It's boring. Mix black from a bunch of different colors instead. Well, I cheat on that one every once in a while. Once I have some color on the paper, I add some color highlights with these cool Winsor Newton pens I found at the store. Well, I didn't really find them, I saw them, then decided to purchase them. And no one is sponsoring my video. The nice thing about the watercolor pens is that they can draw an intense line of color. And if it's too much, you can just take your wet brush and dilute and spread out the color line. You can get some great washes and runny color effects that way. And that pretty much sums it up. Thanks for watching, and please hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Till next time.